Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender norm resistors. It's time for some more Powerwash Simulator with me, your host, Ollamh. Welcome. Yes, we are back at it. We are trying to finish up the Spanish villa that is apparently was apparently used as a cat feeding ground for all the cats in town. And the gal that was doing it, Miss Felicia Margarita, was very upset that the cats had gone missing. Like she was not happy. She was very not happy. Not so much that she didn't get to see the cats, but that somebody else had the audacity to feed them. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the game. And we're about 79% of the way done, which means we've got one more round of messages from her before she has said her piece. So yeah, we kind of did a lot of stuff here, and I'll admit I kind of sped run a fair amount of that because it's just like it's not difficult to clean, but it is it takes an incredible amount of time with how detailed they are with this stuff. Right. So I guess if they all moved on, then maybe it's time for me to I mean, the cats didn't really move on. They left for a multitude of reasons. Hey, once the garden is all cleaned up, I'll be able to have guests around again. Lots of them. I sure hope everybody likes chowder. Yeah, because she apparently fixed like a metric crap ton of chowder. All kinds of, like, she was trying all kinds of different chowder to try and, like, appease the kitties and draw them back in. Like I said, the cats just were like, I mean, one, the volcano was getting set to erupt, and they kind of knew that. But also they were really, they were really drawn towards this one island that just, like, that had a bunch that smelled like shrimp. That was your big competition, was an island that smelled like shrimp. Of course, maybe they just got tired of this being so filthy. I mean, very clearly you had not cleaned it while you had never cleaned it while the cats were here. By the fact that, they haven't been around for a while and there's still cat paw prints all over the place. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this. Yeah, that one. There we go. Well, I try. I do my best. Like today's title is the Casa del Gato, which literally just means, you know, house of the cat, or cat house in Spanish. So I figured that would be appropriate for a Spanish villa that, you know, caters to cats. Every time I just start to move and it's like, oh, yep, you got it. Like, all right, maybe I'm missing an angle or something. And it's like, nope, 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 you got it. I think so. I'm not very familiar with with Spanish. There we go. Finally. Alright, so now we should be good to really start sweeping up the just focusing on the floor and the pond and everything like that. I'm gonna put the ladder up there just so that it's way out of our way. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, with a lot of languages, any language that you don't understand always sounds fast because it's like your brain is trying to translate it into English, and it's just like, wait, what was that? It's like, you're like halfway through a sentence, and there are, you know, and a native speaker will be already be on to the next sentence. Like, wait, I missed a lot. Interesting. If you point down, the more you point down, the slower you walk. Yeah. Of course, I've heard some people speaking English like super fast too. It's just like, all right. There we go. All right, let's clean the tops and the stairs. There we go. Try not to fall in the pool this time. Well, obviously, that part's gonna get dirty. It's right next to the dirt. power washing the power washing the part of the stonework and stuff that's like right next to the dirt is kind of pointless. There we go. All right. Wait, I have to clean the part that has or should have water in it? Like power washing a full pool. It's not gonna work. Yeah, especially with and they're actually expanding that out so that more stuff is going to be like auto translated. I don't know how well it's going to work on like, you know, stuff that it doesn't get the auto captions, because I mean, like, mine has the I use the low latency settings so that I can get the chat messages faster. Okay, so there's more than 3 things. Balcony post. Ah, okay. I see where you are now. All right. Courtyard wall base. Okay, it's one of you. Oh, this one. All right. I'll probably leave this somewhere here. There we go. Power window bars. Okay. Oh, all right. There we go. I can't tell you how clear my mind feels walking around in my garden now. It's like you've taken out my brain and soaked it in formaldehyde, but that's not good. Already the universe has spoken to me. I was staring blankly from my balcony down at the hanging baskets below, wondering what my life's purpose was, when one of them suddenly fell to the floor and flipped over on its back. It all came to me, my new calling, running a home for disaffected land turtles. So, that's what I'll do. Isn't life incredible? Say, do you know any romaine lettuce wholesalers? Actually, you know, there's some monks that might be able to help you out. All right, so we have the excavator from Maureen Hamilton, 109 Apple Avenue, Muckingham. Hello there. Isn't it amazing what you can find in your yard when you have a little dig around? I've been having the most incredible time in mine, and as a result, there's an industrial-scale excavator in my front yard that's filthy as you like. Do you think you could wash it? Do you think you could be a love and wash it down for me? Thanks a bunch, Maureen. Okay, why? Okay, there's digging around in your yard, and then there's having an industrial excavator come in and like... Right? Yeah. Like, this is not a little dig around. Like, she's got a spade, a shovel, a bucket, and like... Aw. Little gnome. All asleep. And another gnome that's been, like, buried. Yeah, this is not a little thing. I'm so glad you're here. It'll likely take you a while to clean the great thing. You have some of that mysterious ore that, what? I'll pop the kettle on. Wait, what? I'll pop the kettle on the stove, make you a nice hot drink, and tell you the entire amazing story. Whatever this mysterious ore is that people have been after, you just found some in your in your front yard? By the way, I bet your neighbors just love you for blocking off the whole frickin' street. I'm still kind of curious as to what that ore actually is. thought maybe they would have a name for it if we looked at it with the dirt description on, but no. It's just ore. Which is better than the orb. Alright, there's the bucket done. That's how I think they have it set up, is that like every 20% you get a little bit of the story. That seems to be how it goes. We might need to go hit under there, yeah. Means we're probably gonna have to hit the other side as well. Okay, so Mount Rushless is back down to just like just smoking a little bit, which apparently it is. That's normal for it. So the rest of this we should be able to do, well, Okay, there might be a bit of well, no, that's still all just mud, huh? Alright, well, as long as it's mud, then we can use our white nozzle to blast it away, no problem. Yeah, we can do that. Didn't realize we were still up that high. Yep, there we go, 20. About 5 months ago, I was rocking back and forth in my hammock, trying desperately to remember the recipe to a delicious broth I once had in 1983. Okay. Suddenly, something shiny caught my eye, glistening in the sun. It was a mysterious green ore, wasn't it? I waddled inside to get my trowel, determined to dig up whatever it was. See it another 20%. This one might be a little annoying with how many nooks and crannies are in it. In it, around it. Okay, so the hydraulic line still has some spots to it, huh? All right. Ooh, okay. Okay, there's the hydraulic arm. There's the bucket cylinder, bucket bracket. Linkage dog bone. Okay. That's a term. Get off. Maybe she'll tell us. Maybe she can tell us what this green ore is. Or is she just gonna be like, it was green, it was shiny, it was pretty, so I wanted it. And then this Mr. Thrust from Thrust Industries came by and just paid me $1 billion for that one little chunk. I'm willing to bet she probably, like, somehow she found out that it was valuable. So she sold the little chunk enough to rent an excavator and try to get the rest. Those are some really dirty tracks, ma'am. I mean, is this her excavator? I mean, usually, like, the people who rent out excavators don't expect it to be, don't expect it to be, like, kept clean. And as I started to dig, I thought it might be an old tin of soup that I didn't like and had thrown out the window. Okay. Probably vegetable. I get angry as soon as I see the label. They don't even try to make it tasty. That's not true. There are plenty of tasty vegetable soups. But no, it was something far, far stranger than that. I've had many a very tasty vegetable soups. But then this town is weird, man. This town is very, very weird. Like, the things that set these people off is just bizarre. So you found something you thought was valuable and you what? You rented an excavator? Alright. Probably the back side of the track. Yeah. That's a good question. Like, yeah, was this like a soup of the month club or something? And she just like, the soup happened to be vegetable and she hates vegetables or something? Like, why did you buy it then? Again, this is Muckingham we're talking about, so... Perhaps expecting them to make sense and be logical is a bit of a reach. All right, there we go. We get this grip. Now we did. All right, now we just gotta do this on the other side. I could kind of see that. Like, here, you need to eat more vegetables. I know you hate vegetables, but you need to eat them. That usually goes the other way. It's like, you know, usually it's like the man wants meat. And it's usually the woman that's like, no, you need vegetables too. You know what? Let's get the short extension out here. See if maybe that'll help anything. Alright. The first thing I saw once I got my child into the ground was a tooth. Did you find a dinosaur skull or something? But not a tooth of a vole or even a Tyrannosaurus. Was it human? Did you find, like, long dead pirates or something? What the hell? Oh no, this one was much stranger than even that. I realized that it was going to be a big and curious job. You people are horrible at storytelling. I was going to need something heavy duty to get this thing out. That's what she said? Did she, like, find another statue, just this time way inland? Okay, there's the track. There's the track roller. Alright, we need the housing. There's the housing, there's the gripper, the grip, the grip. All right. Suppose we should climb up here and get all the stuff on top, shouldn't we? Okay, that's what I was where I figured that. Ooh, shit. Forgetting that the, like, gravity is not normal here. Gravity is very much not normal. Cab roof. All right. What are you? You are main body filter. Okay. All right. Let's go with the snub nose then. I hit this side of it. Nope, I did not. Okay. God, the amount of pollution that you're pumping out into the neighborhood. Yeah, I bet your neighbors just really love you. Like, holy crap. Somebody, like, this thing's blocking so much that somebody actually knocked down her frickin' mailbox. Like, you are just a menace to your neighborhood. All right, I think we're pretty much done with that. After moving several tons of dirt, I revealed a huge pendulous arm. Further down, an enormous body. You found one of the pacifists, didn't you? Many more tons later, I managed to pull free the entire thing and pivot it out to the road. That's right. As incredible as it sounds, with just my trowel and shovel, I excavated this Oh my god, really? This was what was buried in your yard? I have so many questions. Like, how did you get it? Okay, number one, how did this fit into that hole? How did you, this little old lady, fucking get this thing out? Like, I thought you were using this to excavate your yard, not this is what was in your yard. Like, I'm not entirely sure I believe her story. If I'm being honest, I'm having a real tough time believing her story. Like, it still has the sticker, "See you later, excavator," on it. Like, you would think there would be a whole lot of rust on something that was like, you know, hey, it's been buried for Lord knows how long. Caution, watch your head. Do you have any idea how difficult that is to do? That's where your eyes are. There we go. Right, the main body still has some... Oh. Say it's like it's still got some dirt somewhere. The hinge still has some dirt. Right. Other than the main body, what else do we have? We have, right, a car window. Or cab window, rather. Alright. Main body, a rear body vent. And we also have one of the rear lights, too. I'm pretty sure needs to be hit from the top. Uh-huh. Alright, so, and a swing drive. What's the swing drive? Alright, you're the swing drive. Got it. right. There we go. All right. So yeah, she just found an excavator. No wonder, like, her neighbors like, what the fuck, man? The job you've done on the excavator is astonishing. Now it's clean. I can scarce believe I found it buried in my yard. Just goes to show, if you keep going, amazing things will follow. Just out of interest, how much do you think this thing could go for? I've got a feeling I've compromised the bungalow's foundation and could do with a cash injection. That's probably a good idea, yeah. So we have an aquarium and a submarine. Dr. Puzosia? How you doing, wishy-washers? I don't know what you saw on your way over here, but the entire Crab Bay area has been hit with a freak wave that obviously includes our Marine Life Conservation Center. Luckily, we were pre-warned by our friends at Caldera University's seismology department that something was happening. So we managed to get an evacuation program going for all the open-air tanks in the aquarium. You'll be pleased to know that none of the animals were harmed. In fact, we're up 2 whelks and a starfish. Nevertheless, our swell friend made quite an impression, and to be on the safe side, we need to sanitize the place before we introduce animals and open up again. Okay, what is the purple stuff? Like, most of the stuff kind of makes sense, like metal, stone, wood. What is the what is the purple stuff? Oh, it's plastic cleaner. Okay. Wow. So strange seeing the center like this. It's normally so full of life. Well, it's still full of life. Lichen is a kind of life. In fact, you're one of the only people to see it like this in decades. What was that? Over that time, it's had an incredibly checkered past. So this one's not only big, but it's also got a crap ton of stuff to do it's also like really harsh on how tough some of this stuff is going to be. Wait, there's bubblegum? Really? Who's putting bubblegum on shit? All right, so let's see just how big this place really is. So we have a shallows, a big ass tunnel. We have the ocean wall room. Yeah, I don't think it was too clean to begin with. Okay, the octopus is like giving me very heavy Octodad vibes. Oh, there's a game I haven't played in a long time. That was one of the first, I think that was one of the first Let's Plays I did. At least of new games was Octodad. God. Using the dirt finder vision is like... Alright, there's the gift shop. So, yeah, we come in here. We've got all kinds of... Oh, we've got... a suspicious door. We have a ladder. Oh, you're shitting me. I've got to clean the entire... Oh, my... Okay. So, yes. I am thinking some of this will do the right way. Some of this is going to be, like, speed cleaned. Like, this shit? Where we have to use that? Yeah. Wait just a moment here. I mean, this entire section is now clean. The entire entryway is now clean, and that was 8%. All right, I'll do like the panels and stuff, sure, but like a lot of this nitty-gritty stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna blast through it. We're gonna cheat our way through it because it's like, oh my god, this is insane. All right, get ready to rumble. Oh wait, no, we can probably do the... Yeah, it's huge. It's very, very sticky stuff. Oh yeah, I have no doubts this place would be like great as with multiple people doing it. The Crab Bay Marina Life Conservation Center was opened in 1904 by a local benefactor named Philanthrope. A philanthropist named Philanthrope. Legend has it, it was inspired by his tearful daughter who found a 5-legged crab on the beach and demanded something be done. Whatever the real reason, Phil's money kept the place going for the first 20 years or so. All right. Wait, I thought you got all the... Oh, well, they said that they got all of the open air things out. These guys aren't exactly in open air, but still. So yeah, the first 2 rooms are just 20%. This thing would thing would take a week or more if we were doing it regular speed and just by ourselves. Look, I'm all for aquariums, but I'm not spending a week in a damn aquarium cleaning it. Besides, in, 9 days, we're going to have the second one out, so... Can't be spending all that time just cleaning a freaking aquarium. So I'll do the hallway, I'll do some of, the easier stuff, some of the, fancier things, fancier doodads. But when it comes to hey, this is just a massive room with all manner of fiddly little bits, fudge that. If it was related to Octodad, I might be more inclined to take it slow and find everything. Oh, hello, Mr. Gnome. What are you doing in there, sir? Guys just left the gnome. Oh, you bastards. All right. Right? I figured he would have scuba gear. Like, that's kind of what I was expecting. Was like, you know, if you're gonna put him in there, at least give him some scuba gear or something. Although they don't really give the gnome much of anything. Like, they put him in places, but they don't really give him anything, you know, snazzy or... Ocean Research Initiative. Oh wow, there actually is stuff. Did you know that the Crab Bay Marine Life Conservation Center is actively involved in marine biology research? Well, thanks to you, it is. In fact, all the plants and animals which you see today have been housed here as part of a vital conservation project run jointly with Caldera University. Here's how it works. 1. The university's superstar submarine, Rowdy Sea Life, goes into serious exploration mode to monitor our local habitats. If Rowdy finds something's up, our expert retrieval team go into overdrive. Using state-of-the-art core sampling tubes and animal capture nets, they collect valuable marine life for us to house and protect here, perfectly recreating the natural environment within the confines of the aquarium. I was not, like, expecting that. Yeah. I was not expecting that to actually be, like, readable. Hey, the pelican's part of this too, huh? What exactly does sustainable fishing practice mean? Does it mean that we sustain the fish by throwing worms and fish food directly into the ocean? Or does it mean that we train our fishermen and women to be fitter in order to sustain their fishing shifts for longer periods? Could it mean that when our fishermen and women go fishing, they're only practicing with rods and have nothing attached to them? Actually, it doesn't mean any of those things. Sustainable fishing practice means that we practice our fishing in a sustainable way. You just reworded what, like, you're using all the same words and just rearranging them. That's not a definition. It means fishing in such a way that you don't overfish any particular breed. So you're not, like, detrimentally taking a large chunk out of the life, out of the ocean life. But you can't, you can't be like, hey, what does this term mean? Well, it means to do this in a sustainable way. Haha. Like, you're using the same words of the term in the definition of the term that you're trying to define. Nobody's going to learn anything from you like that. Crab Bay ecology. Every year, hundreds of people enjoy the waters of Caldera County coastline. completely unaware of the unique plants and animals that are literally crawling around their feet. But these wonderful, weird, and sometimes dangerous creatures are being constantly threatened by the activities of mankind, which is where we come in. Well, yeah, we're doing the shit that's threatening them. Together with Caldera University's Marine Department, we aim to reduce the human impact to our local habitat through a process of constant intervention. Amazing fact, when the Caldera County Treatment Works became operational in 1967, the Muckingham sea marrow almost went extinct. It was only our constant petitioning to get the place closed down that allowed the valuable species to flourish once again. Okay, what makes them valuable, though? I mean, I feel like we should... Oh, my dear... Oh, wait. Are you dirty on both sides? I think you're dirty on both sides. All right, time to speed this mother up. Unfortunately, Phil went bust in 1927, and the custodianship of the Marine Life Center was transferred to local entrepreneur Wilberforce Thrust. Oh, that asshole. It appears from looking through historical financial transactions that Thrust's primary interest was making a quick buck from selling the center's prized exhibits. That does not surprise me. Public interest disappeared along with the turtles, and the center quickly went into decline. Yeah, the Thrusts are not exactly good people. Wow, this is a huge difference. All right, what's in here? Oh, restricted access. Like, do you need a watertight door? Or was this a thematic choice? Like, this looks like it was just more of a thematic choice than a real need. Like, I get trying to stick with the theme and stuff, but this might be taking it a bit too far, because, like, yeah, that door was not cheap. Not that I've priced, you know, watertight doors or anything like that, but I can't picture that being cheap. It's woefully unnecessary. See, now the strange part of my brain is like, how much would it cost to get a watertight hatch door? This is the problem with being me. Like, my brain's like, that can't be cheap. How much would it cost to to get something like that installed? How much would the door cost, and then installation and stuff like that? It's like, why do I want to know? This is why, if anybody ever goes through my search history, they are gonna have a lot of questions. They're gonna have a lot of questions about me, because they're gonna be like, what the fuck? What was he doing? What the hell what kind of shit was he into? What was he up to? Why the hell does he need to know this? I think it was like a year or two ago, there was a question going around on, on Facebook as to how many eyes you could fit in a bathtub. And I actually did look it up. Not just how many eyes can you fit into a bathtub, but I figured out the average size of a of a bathtub. And then I looked up, okay, now how do you figure out, how much space would a sphere take up? And then I went through and looked up basically how squishy is an eyeball, how much weight would it, how much would they compress down and stuff like that. I went way far into it, way further into it than anybody ever should. Like, that's the type of shit that my search history is going to be filled with. Like, just bizarre, okay, how about this? Okay, so with this and this, all right, yep, uh-huh. And then I would sit down and calculate it out and stuff. Like, that's the type of insanity that my brain puts me through. But see, that's the thing. It's like, for me, it's like, it's always been, if I'm going to look something up and try and figure something out, I'm going to look at all the angles. It's like, most people with the eyeball thing, they're like, okay, well, the average eyeball's this size, and boom, 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 and, okay, well, and then some people are like, oh, but you're forgetting there's, because they're spheres, you're going to have a lot of gaps and a lot of airspace. So, that's not necessarily, it's not going to be purely done. And I'm like, yeah, but they're also squishy. So, like, I think it turned out like 30 or 40% of that empty space actually would be taken up because of the weight would just compress the ones down below so that they would fill up most of the space. I learned more that day about eyeballs than I ever really wanted to know. And I convinced a lot of people that I knew that I am, like, you know, a borderline psychopath. Like, okay, so yeah, if somebody, you know, if anybody, you know, if anybody in our friends group suddenly goes missing and is murdered, we know who we're gonna look at first. All right, give me just a moment here. I need to take a real quick break, so we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. I figure this corridor is kind of like this area is small enough that we can probably handle it just by ourselves, you know, without going the speed route. Now, once we get into the actually into the area where the creatures live, oh, we're gonna need to break out the cheat for that. A couple of the ones that I love the most that were I found not only interesting but like kind of answered some people's questions a lot was like I remember when the 10 ring I think it was Shang-Chi and the 10 rings for Marvel's for the MCU came out. The post-credit scene had like Carol Danvers and Wong and Bruce Banner trying to figure out what type of energy it was that the rings were putting out. And everybody was confused as to why would it be Banner and not like Smart Hulk? It's like, well, his arm was in a sling. He was hurt during Endgame. And I figured, and I looked it up and figured it out. It's like, okay, so, you know, the human body generally needs about 25% more calories than normal when trying to repair a major injury. And I figured it out. It's like with Bruce Banner, he takes about 1,800 calories, you know, about 1,800 calories or so for, you know, just just to maintain his Bruce Banner form and his Bruce Banner weight. The Hulk would need like 4 or 5,000, I think it was, or it might have been like 6 or 8,000 calories to maintain his body weight. So it's like, okay, you figure 8,000 calories, that's, 8,000 calories, maintain his body weight, plus 25% of that, that's an extra 2,000 calories. You're talking about 10,000 calories. That's going to be a lot. And that is one thing that the MCU kind of tries to look at and be like, hey, there has to be a reason for this. Why, we don't just do things randomly all the time. Like, there is some science behind it. And it's like, yep, there is absolutely a reason why Smart Hulk, why Bruce Banner found a way to force himself to stay as Banner. That and the people that are like, oh, so Aquaman sucks. All he can do is talk to fish. It's like, no, he can also withstand the water pressure of diving down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench without any kind of like suit or anything like that. It's like, that takes a lot. That his body is dealing with a lot of pressure. So it's like, when you see him in the movies and it's like, hey, he's ignoring like somebody with a handgun at shooting at him, and he's just like, I don't care. Like, that's why. Because his body is literally built to withstand incredible pressures like that. All right. All right. It is through 1953 that the Marine Life Conservation Center housed nothing more than 7 anemones and an angry turbot. Following Wilberforce Thrust's absconding later that year, ownership was transferred to the local trust. Was this when he used the train to take his ill-gotten gains out of town? That same trust still owns it today. That's good. Apparently the trust was trustworthy. Okay, I was anticipating that we were going to use the ladder, but apparently not. All right. it's not as bad in here, but it's still pretty bad. Is it a distance thing? Is it a, you know, hey, it's moss that, like, okay, so this is not open to the air, or this didn't need to be open to the air. You could seal it. There was no need to empty this place out. Especially if, like, the other, like, some of the other, like the clownfish and the seahorses back in the walkway, they could stay. Then why couldn't everything that was in here? At least now that we've got one side clean, we can tell when it's, you know, when it's clean and when it's not. Rather than saying, "Hey, find the dirt," and it's like, there's the entire thing is still covered on dirt on the other side. It's like that. Being able to see all the dirt on the other side doesn't mean no good. Nice of them to give me some at least a oh yeah, they did give me a ladder too. Good. That's nice. Like, how many ladders did we bring on this job? We've got one ladder out there, one ladder in here. Yeah, the angry turbot is a little confusing. All right. I think we're gonna just zip through the rest of this. Today, the Sea Life Center houses over 40 marine species, all of which are indigenous to the area and are, to some extent, endangered. To some extent? Well, strictly speaking, today the center houses one extremely proficient power washer, but you know what I mean. Oh, you think I'm proficient? Is it bad that I'm not used to, like, getting compliments? That's a good question. That's a good question. Like, yeah, this thing was, like, sealed up. Well, okay, it was mostly sealed. There is still some cracks in it. Like, yeah, we can see the inside through some of the cracks, so... All right, so what are we looking at here? Oh, staff door, handle, maintenance door, porthole, gift shop door frame. Okay, we are done in here. All right. There we go. Wow, you don't mess about, do you? Quite amazing to see it gleaming like this. You've done a fantastic job. I can't wait to get the animals back in and get the place buzzing again. Amazing how rapidly the microflora and fauna establish themselves in our marine life center. No one's ever been able to properly explain the process. Many thanks. Yeah, a lot of it would have been like that was just, yeah, that one. All right, now we have Millie Olida, PhD. Power Wash Services. On behalf of everyone here at Caldera University Marine Biology Department, a huge thank you for helping us out. Investigations into the recent seismic activity have left the university's research submarine, Rowdy Sea Life, coated in benthic substrate and on the verge of seizing up. It's gotten pretty interesting on the Caldera County coastline since Rushless started rumbling, and the recent offshore seismic activity gave us an exciting opportunity to see the habitat how the habitat reacts in real time. I don't know if you're aware, but with our waters boast a unique and sensitive ecosystem found nowhere else on Earth, and we have to do all we can to protect it. Unfortunately, our affirmative action has taken it out on poor old Rowdy, who now looks like the egg of some gigantic sea monster, assuming sea monsters are indeed egg-laying. Millie. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into this one. We'll take a couple screenshots for tomorrow, and then I think we'll call it a night. I'm still not sure if this is like, so... Is Rushless like booming or... It doesn't look like it. Looks like Rushless is fine. They just... Maybe they don't know about the, maybe they don't know about... What is that? Barnacle shells. Ooh. Fancy. All right. We need to come into options. We need to turn our crosshair dirt details off. Up the stairs. Thank you. We'll get one from like here. There we go. We will go up and get one or two from the other side. But yeah, when we were doing the pelican, we could see Rushless like spewing out all kinds of nastiness. This is definitely after the fact. Like the everything has calmed down. All right. That's good. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's going to be where we end for today. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to prod that subscribe button. If you want to be kept up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell, but also check out the social media links down below. That's our Facebook page, our Twitter account, our Tumblr account, our Blue Sky account, and the permanent invite for our Discord server, where I try to make sure to notify you guys of when we go live and stuff like that. For example, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time, we'll be back with more Red Dead Redemption 2, trying to finish up the last, I think, of the taxidermy stuff. And then the following midnight, we'll be back with more Powerwash Simulator. All that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Oh.